Mama was born in 1921, the seventh child to a poor family in North Carolina. Her mother, Nora, had had enough of her bondage and decided to abandon the family just after my mama was born. Mama was raised by her sisters until the age of 12. There was a father, but he was in prison after a card fight turned deadly. The grandfather I came to know, Pop Wood, owned a shoe repair shop in Charlotte. Used to see my mother pass by each day in the same dress on the same route, to and from her school and church. On one occasion, he noticed she was barefoot. "Where are your shoes?" he asked. "They wore out," she answered. So he gave her a new pair. Not long after, she came by wearing only a slip. "Where's your dress?" he asked. "It wore out," she answered. Not long after, my grandfather adopted Mama. Pop Wood loved my mother, but I think his wife, having lost a baby girl, accepted the adoption to be the good Christian lady she thought she should be in the Southern Baptist congregation she belonged to. She was never a very warm person. She did what she could to be a good person. Mama was a lively, happy spirit who could sing and dance. Two unwelcomed gifts on Sundays when apparently the Baptist God didn't like joy. Mom Wood ran a strict household. My mother had not known any mother's love and felt obligated to do what Mom Wood said was the right thing to do. She feared returning to a life where not only dresses wore out, but welcomes as well. To this day, I don't know where Grandma Nora stayed during all those years my mama was growing up. The early years with my mother were filled with trauma, insecurity, and worry. So I learned to do as Mama had learned to do. Take the best care of yourself as you possibly can. Now I was 12 and neatly clothed in a new dress and shiny shoes. My mama's sister, Aunt Louise, took me to a strange brick building in North Carolina to meet my mother's mother, the mysterious Nora. My real grandmother was dying in a pauper's clinic. I remember the big open room with linoleum and the cot that she was lying on. It smelled so cold and poor. I was in a dream moment when not all is real. Aunt Louise said, "Mama, this is Harriet, Margaret's daughter." My mother's mama looked at me and began crying. I quickly realized she didn't know me and thought I was actually her daughter. I decided to go into the world she was living, or dying. There was such pain in her face from the burden she'd been carrying her whole life. I just wanted her to be happy for a moment. Through the flow of tears, the desperate look in her eyes, and the quiet sobs, she said, I'm so sorry I left you, baby girl." Holding a wrinkled and trembling hand and recognizing the importance of the moment, I leaned in and, giving her the gift that my mother never could, I whispered in her ear, "It's okay, Mama. It's okay."